Hello, I am making this video today to touch on the topic of trading and price checking in Path of Exile. This is kind of a response video to the trend item showcase and price checks, and I see a lot of people posting there, and honestly there are not many people helping with the price checks. Like I have been trying to help as many people I can, but I just don't have enough time to cover like all 150, 200 posts per threads, and honestly there are also a lot of asking for price checks that are just unique items or very easy to price check items. And while some of them might be out of pure laziness, I refuse to believe that all of them are, and I think that there's just a very big number of players that don't really understand how to do even the most basic price check, and how to even search for the mods they need. I'm going to touch on that mostly, and I'm going to also focus on a bit higher end items, and I'm going to focus on some basic mistakes people do when price checking that lead in overpricing or underpricing their items. Okay, so to start, I'm going to start with a disclaimer that I'm a primarily softcore player because reasons, and everything I say, everything I explain in this video is going to be related mostly to the temporary league softcore economy. I don't play hardcore leagues, I don't play standard at all. My experience, as you can see, I have like almost 20 characters that are mostly level 90 plus, some are level 80 plus. I have played tons of builds. I probably deleted more 80 plus characters than your average player has got. And as you can see here, I have a really decked out character that has, just to this character I have like at least 50 to 60 exalts in gear. I have almost as much in liquid currency currently, and I have quite some experience in trading. I'm nowhere near one of the richest players in the game, but considering that I have acquired at least 80% of my currency by purely mapping and selling 5 to 20 chaos items, I think I have a good grasp and understanding on the biggest part of the economy, because no player that got rich in the same way that I did, that is by just mapping and trading and not doing some side stuff like spamming for Kadiro deals or whatever is the most easiest and most popular way in the league to get. So every player that got rich from that got rich in that way has never relied on high ticket, big ticket items that cost multiple exalts. They have accumulated over 50 and probably over 70% of their currency by selling those 5 to 10 to 15 C items. And those items are going to be amounting for the biggest part of your sales. So that's about my background and what kind of experience I have. Okay, so now that we are over that, I have prepared some notes that are gonna help me with the video, so I don't repeat myself too much. One thing you need to know is that there is no easy way to be able to glance at an item in 5 seconds and to recognize, is it a 5 chaos item, is it a 5 exalt item. You have to play a lot of builds to understand what items those builds need. And even experienced players like me, who has played since the release of Path of Exile like 3 years or whatever it was ago, hasn't played all the builds and doesn't understand the items for all the builds. For example, I have never played a Whispering Eyes build, so I don't really know what kind of items that build needs. I know that it has something to do with attributes, probably values, high attribute amulets, high attribute rings and stuff like that. I don't know how many uniques it uses, in which slots those uniques are. just general stuff like that. So I would probably vendor an item that might be good for that build just because I don't recognize the value. And that happens, like nobody understands everything. And I have sometimes even been heavily downvoted on Reddit for claiming that I don't believe that certain item is worth that much, and people have disagreed with me. And that is alright. That's why I wish that more people would respond in the item showcase and price check, and that I would kind of have a monopoly on all the price checks, because the more opinions you get on these high ticket items, the better it is, because most of the pricing on items that cost several exalt are just a gut pricing based on previous experiences. Yes, you have to play a lot of builds, so that's just the basic. There's no quick way. When I started, there wasn't many information of what items are good, what kind of mods are good for what build. So one way that I acquired knowledge pretty fast is streams. In particular, Hegemony's stream. He was rather small streamer, and that was very fortunate for me, because he didn't have a big stream and he didn't have a big chat. And by being a regular viewer, I was kinda able to have more of his attention, so I tried to use it the best I could. Like, let's say I found an item that I thought was good but wasn't really sure, or maybe I thought it was just a 10 chaos item, but still, like, I had a gut feeling that it might be worth more, so I would be like, Hedgie, could you price check this ring for me? He would be like, man, this is an insane ring, it's worth like a couple of exalts. I said at least 3 exalts. Like, really? Like 3 exalts? That's like nowhere what I thought it was worth. And I would, instead of just taking that for granted and listing the item for 3 results, what I would do would say, Hedgie, do you have like a minute to explain to me why this item is worth 3 results? And then he would be like, because this mod really goes good with this mod, like elemental damage and accuracy is very valuable together, and just stuff like that. He understood the meta game, he understood the items, and he was able to help me with that initial hurdle of knowledge, of understanding, slowly beginning to understand what mods synergize together and what mods work together. So one of the ways you could do it is also find a smaller stream, like 100 to 200 viewers, because in Etup stream or Rise stream or someone else's stream, your questions might be like drowned in thousands of viewers. So try to find a small streamer that seems very helpful and also very knowledgeable, like a high level streamer. And just whenever he has time, he's sitting in his hideout or he's talking to the chat, try to ask your questions. Like, don't just spam him in game with price checks. Like, try to ask him about his build. Like, what items are good for your build? What kind of rigs would you look for? That's just a way to start. But as I said, when I started the game, there wasn't many information. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of information out there on POS site, on Reddit site, on YouTube. I have personally written several posts trying to explain things, how to price check and stuff like that, and they have been generally well received. So I'm sure you can find much more information than I could when I started playing. So that's about it for the how to start or the understanding. Like, just try to play as many builds as the time allows you. Not everybody has time to play, but like, give it a try. Like, maybe don't focus on just getting one character to level 95 or whatever. Try to get several characters to level 70 to 75, 80, just to start maps, just to try searching for those 5C items for your build, and you will already understand much more. I will go over some basic synergy between mods, like what in general is good and what piece of equipment. And that is also kind of going to tie in with the meta game. For example, back in the Ambush, which is my first league when I learned how to properly trade and get rich, Attack-based elemental builds were extremely popular. Both the dagger crit builds, spectral throwers very popular, wonders were very popular. Wind Reaper just came out, so elemental ball builds were extremely popular. So anything that had high elemental damage, be it with energy shield or be it with life, like the primary defensive role was extremely valuable. That was like the hot commodity in the league. The next league it kinda changed, so there was more of a ES based build, so the items with bigger ES were kinda the meta game. Then it went back to life, then it went to low life, and then it cycled through the leagues. So you had kinda have to be how to say, on top of the meta game to really understand what is the hot commodity now, because let's say you have two items. They are both equally good, they both have equal tiers of mods, but one has energy shield, and CI and low life builds are now much more meta than life based builds. Not saying that's the case, but let's take it as an example. Exact same item with exact same mod that has energy shield instead of life might be worth up to like 50% more just because there's more demand for it on the market. One way how you can get a quick glance of what the current meta mod, especially on the high tier items, is to just whenever you have time, check the top, let's say 100 of players in the league you play. Try to take note of what kind of ascendancies, what kind of classes they picked, and try to check if they have open characters. And just quickly glance on their builds. Like, let's say this player, for example, he seems to be playing a Spark build with Voltaxic and Drill Deck. And you can see here, for example, what kind of jewelry that build would use. So you can see he's even using the Elerial rings. Elerial rings are rings that give minus to mana cost of skills. Those rings used to be much more useful than now, but you can recognize that this build, for example, is build that can make use of such a ring, and that if that ring has useful mods for a Spark caster, like Caspin, for example, is, and of course resistances, that this kind of build seems to be pretty popular right now, and you can probably get some cash for a good Elerial ring. The rest of his gear seems to be pretty basic, just life and resist, so this is kind of not that good of an example. But you can search for those characters and see what people are playing, and what's kind of popular, right? To get a grasp on the meta. Like if you notice a lot of Voltaxic, a lot of dischargers here, you can get a good idea what kind of items are a hot commodity now. So that's about the meta game. Basic synergy, yes. So in general, crit chance plus crit multi and accuracy together can fetch you, just with that mods alone, probably couple of chaos. If you add a defensive mod on top of it, like a flat ES, percent ES, or life, that item just with those 4 mods can be worth like around 2 exalts, as long as the mods are high. Even for the lower tiers of those mods, you can probably get at least an X. Stuff like boots, belts, gloves, shields, and helms, those just need like life plus resistances, like decent resistances. You can already sell those for a couple of chaos. If the boots also happen to have 25 or 30 movement speed, they can also fetch a pretty good price, ranging up to exalts. I will go over later how you can exactly price check stuff like that. On rings, life plus resist always get at least a few chaos. Add a damage mod on top of that, like elemental damage or flat physical damage, it becomes more like 15 to 20 C. Add 2 good damage mods together, like elemental damage plus accuracy, and if the other rolls are high, we might already be talking about 1+ exalt. for amulets, like spell damage plus crit multi plus a defensive roll, weapon elemental damage or physical damage plus crit multi plus a defensive roll. Those are all items that can sell for a pretty penny, ranging anywhere from 20 chaos to 5 exalt, depending on how high the rolls are and how many synergistic rolls are. So those are just the basics of rare items. You can easily price check your weapons by just typing the physical or elemental damage in case of an elemental weapon into a POS search, and you will get the ranges. I will try to do a price check for each type of weapon. We'll think of some imaginary weapon and we'll go over each slot. So let's start with POE trade. And before we go into examples, I will try to point out any useful stuff that you can find here before you even go into the search. And the most important things here is this option, filter groups and multi-filter searches. Well, not always that useful for rare items. They are extremely good for jewels. Also, these things can be very helpful. DPS, elemental DPS, attacks per second, crit strike. So, as a starting point, let's try to see how you would price check a weapon. We will pick a dagger. Daggers are always kind of a meta, sometimes more, sometimes less, but they always stick up there and they're always quite in demand. Let's say you have like a solid but not too good of a fizz dagger. Let's say it has 250 fizz DPS and it has 8 critical strike. So what you can see here, you can pick this by a totally option, click search. You will see that there are 24 results. After that you would list by price to see from the lowest to highest. And then you would try to compare what makes this different in price. Is it only the fizz DPS or are the other things coming into factor? And you will notice that even though the fizz DPS on, for example, these two weapons is similar, this one seems to be listed for quite much more. That can be because of a misprice, but it can also be because of other factors. This factor in case is attack speed. Because you are most likely using at least hatred on a physical dragger and probably at least one herald. You do quite a lot of elemental damage, especially if you use stuff like Taste of Hate also, and maybe even have some flat elemental damage on your gear. Items with higher attack speed but same DPS in case of a fizz weapon that also kinda scales of elemental via those things that I said, or maybe even uses weapon elemental gun, is always gonna be much more sought after. Not just because it's a relative DPS increase, but also because daggers use whirling blades and attack speed rolls affect the whirling blade speed. So if you would have a choice of picking between two daggers with same DPS, you would probably want to pick one with higher attack speed. So yeah, those little things is something you will learn over time, but they can affect the price. Not by much, but just slightly. As you can see here, it's a case of like a 20 chaos. So as I said, weapons are pretty easy. There's not much discussion here. It's like very simple to do. How to price check helmet, boots and gloves, like random pieces of gear. You would just like do like life plus resists, like let's say you want at least 75. And when searching for resists, try to avoid searching for specific resists, especially when price checking your item. Let's say you have 40 fire and 40 lightning on your helm. You don't want to search with item for those exact same rolls, because they can give you a misleading picture on what's on the market. But instead you use this pseudo total elemental resistance and just put 80. You can see that item like this is like very common on the market. and if it doesn't have high armor or evasion, it's mostly worthless. But let's say your helmet also has 500 armor, which is pretty solid for a helmet. Now there's much less resist, because armor is also a source, just like life, armor is also a source of mitigation. And you can see that you can fetch like somewhere between 5 to 10 chaos for your helmet. Probably more like in the range of 10 chaos. If you list here by armor, you can see that the more armor you have, the kind of more the price increases. Even though I think even this item has good resist, armor is not kind of a meta, but oh yeah, see, this has 20% reduced Herald of Ash mana reservation. I won't really touch much on enchants this because I think it would be too long of a video. But yeah, stuff like enchants that is introduced in Peradus links can also affect the price. You have to keep that in mind when searching for items. Other stuff that can also be rolled on helmet that is useful for certain build is, for example, accuracy rating. Like if helm also had 300 accuracy on it, you will notice that it's very rare to get this kind of a helm that prices is significantly higher. Like the combination of mods is very rare. So if you had something like this, you would instantly see that it's a valuable item. This also same applies to gloves, but gloves are also can roll attack speed. How you can find what items can roll what, you can use POFX.net. Here you have the overview of items and mods it can have. And they are split into prefixes and suffixes, so you can check for the items you're not sure if it's a prefix or if it is a suffix. You can check that all here. I won't go over every single item, you can do this yourself, it will take some time, but as I said, there is no easy way to learn how to price items. You will have to put work somewhere. Either have it someone do it for you or and watch videos, or do it manually by reading stuff like this and trying to see what would be a good synergy. For example, on gloves, physical damage to attacks plus life plus attack speed plus accuracy plus resist, or an attribute roll, that would be pretty much GG gloves. You can try to make some fake combinations like imaginary items and try to price check them this way by trying to create a 4 to 5 FX item and try price checking it on PoE trade. Yes, so the body armor part of the gear is pretty straightforward. It's mostly life plus resist plus 1 to 2 additional rolls that are useful to certain builds. Where it comes tricky is jewelry, rings and amulets. These have much wider variety of mods. They can roll a lot of offensive minor mods like high rolls of fizz damage, high rolls of flat elemental damage, high rolls of percent elemental damage, attack speed, accuracy, in conjunction with defensive mods like life or flat energy shield. And they can even have mastercrafted percent armor, evasion and energy shield from Elerion. So let's say we had a ring with 6. Let's create in a notepad. Let's create an imaginary item. Let's say we have a ring with 75 life, 35 weapon elemental damage, 40 of, let's say, lightning resist, and 250 accuracy. How would you start searching for this item? First thing to do, you never search for the exact same values. Like typing these exact same numbers in the search and then wondering why there is no item like yours on the market would be one of the first mistakes that new players make. You would always want to reduce values by some. I recommend starting by at least like 10% or so. So you would search for 75 lives, you would search for something like 65. You would search for 35 elemental, you would search for 30 elemental, weapon elemental damage. And also remember total elemental resistance, always use this. Minimum 40, and accuracy was 250, so let's say 200. Let's say if rig like this exists. See, this is a pretty rare combination of modes and there is only one rig. So what to do when there is only one similar rig? You try by lowering the lowest value that you have, like the most replaceable. And you would do that by comparing what you can put mastercrafted. You can put mastercrafted 25 resist or 10 to all resist, which is a total of 30 versus 40 elemental resistance. So let's try to search for this rig without the resist. There is more possibilities that now opened. So what you would do now is you would check for a rig that has an open suffix, and you can see those on poiafixes.net. For example, there is a rig here that has an open suffix to put resists on. And it is listed for 55 chaos, but it is kind of not the best base. So if you have a popular base, like diamond ring or two-star ring or even a coral ring, you would probably be able to list yours for more than this and sell it in a pretty reasonable amount of time. So you start with something like, let's say, 1 exalt price, and then just lower it after a day or two. If it doesn't sell, start lowering to 70 chaos, to 65, to 60, and then just put it like for 50 chaos and sell it for that. So this is how you start. You could also try to replace accuracy roll, search with rigs for with resist and put accuracy via master, but it gives kind of a lower values. It gives up to 150 accuracy, and our imaginary rig has like 250, so it is much easier to replace these resists. That is an example of a rig. It works pretty similar for an amulet. I have some tabs open here. Let's see if okay, so this is a pretty sick amulet that was posted in a thread that I personally believe is like one of the best possible amulets that can even exist in a game. Like this stuff here with just a tad bit higher rolls would be near mirror worthy. Almost perfect crit chance and crit move, very high physical damage. Like item this high, you would have to lower your values a lot to even get anything similar on the market. Like this would be very hard to price check, because when you would search for this, you would probably get no answers, because you would the combination of mods is just pretty rare. So if you ever drop something like this, how would you go about price checking it? So you would start like this. Primary rolls that can be replaced would be something like adds 15 physical damage, critical strike multiplier minimum 30. Crit chance can somewhat be compensated by a master, so you would leave that out. And there are two defensive rolls here. So this is a primarily ES amulet. So what you would do is this maximum energy shield or crit chance, a pretty high value of those can be added by master. So you would type like this. You would put flat energy shield and those two rolls into this first thing, because these can't really be replaced by master crafting to the same extent that the percent maximum energy shield and critical strike chance roll can. Then you would add another filter group. You would put here critical strike chance, something like 30, and percent energy shield. something like, let's say 14, and you would use this. Specify a number of modes. You want an item with these modes and either one of these, because you would try to add another with master. Let's see what the search gives us. There is only 3 results. Surprise, surprise. And as you can see, these amulets like these are pretty rare. For example, this amulet already has creatures, and you could add percent %ES because it has an open free prefix. But this amulet is on a bad base. As you can see, this is an onyx. It's a very popular base because the attributes fit into a lot of builds. Agate is a much better base, and Jade Amulet is not an ideal base because these attack builds usually don't lack dexterity. So these are pretty bad bases, and what base the amulet is can affect its price, but I would say up to 20 to 25%. So if this item sells for 4 exalts, I'm betting that an onyx or an agate amulet can sell for something like 5 at least. So this amulet is kinda comparable, but as you can see, it has much lower rolls than this one. This has like near perfect rolls of everything. So if you would buy this amulet for 2 exalts and use 1 exalt to put energy shield, you would probably also need to use a couple of devices to get that energy shield to 80%. So let's say that you can get an amulet that is about as 80% good as this one for a price of around 3 to 3.5 exalts. Why do I say things like this amulet is probably worth 10 exalts then? You have to take two things into account. This amulet has near perfect rolls. All rolls are synergistic with each other. Energy shield, maximum energy shield, fizz damage, crit chance, and crit multi. And it also has 1 open mod. If there were Eternals in this league, this amulet would be definitely worthy of Eternal Exalting. An item that is worth Eternal Exalting is worth at least like 5 Exalt as a start. That's like, let's say, a baseline. Well, this amulet has kind of a brick troll in binary generation that is not useful for a crit attack builds. It is not worth exalting, and therefore it is worth significantly less. As you go into more and more synergistic mods on an item, so difference between an item with 4 synergistic mods and 5 synergistic mods is not just couple of chaos, it's not just 1 exalt, it's worth much more because it is much harder to get. Like if you try to search for all these exact mods of high tiers, there would be nothing listed on Beyond Trade. All of these items are straight up worse than this one. You could put 10 raise on this and also get 30 resist. If I put 30 resistance on this search, there is no way I'm going to find the result. So yeah, they kinda scale exponentially, not linearly, if you understand what I'm saying here. 5th synergistic mod added onto 4 already synergistic mods scales the item exponentially, not linearly. Doesn't increase from 4 exalts to 5 exalts, it increases from 4 exalts to most likely 8 or even more. But as I said, this is very arbitrary, and this is my gut check. How do I know that this item can be worth this much? I have personally sold very similar item to this one, but instead of fizz damage to attacks, it had weapon elemental damage. It had 29 weapon elemental damage and a slightly lesser crit chance, crit multi-roll. And it had mastercrafted % that I put on it. I used it a while on my Wonder, and I resold it later for 6 exalts. and it had much worse rolls than this amulet. So I can definitely say this is going to be sold for a pretty penny. But just in cases, just like in cases of all high-end items, it might take time, and I'm talking about like not just days, but probably weeks here to find that right buyer that is willing to spend 10 plus exalts on a piece of jewelry. Because most people are aiming to get good weapons and their 6 links before they heavily invest into their jewelry. But these players exist, and it is always worth waiting at least a few days to see if this seller appears. You can always also leave items open to offers and just see what people are gonna message you with. But you need to know that in that case, you will be spammed a lot by lowballers, by flippers, and scammers trying to buy your item for 5Ks. It is also a good check to see how good of an item is. Like if you think it's worth for 5 exalts, try putting it up for 2. And if somebody instantly messages you in 5 seconds, that's the best, probably the best price check you can get. So yeah, it will take time until you learn how to use this filter search, but it can be very useful. The best thing to search with a filter search is to search for jewels. For example, one person was confused about the price of this jewel, and they can be very tricky to search. And what I did in this case in the thread, I explained to person how he can price check jewels using multi-filter group. So if you had a jewel like this, you will put the 2 highest values, in this case increased physical damage with one-handed weapons and with swords. You would put it in the first. Physical damage with one-handed, physical damage with swords, and you would also put generic physical damage because it has same values. You would put count, minimum 2 of these rolls. Second filter group, you would put damage, area damage, and melee damage. These all have similar ranges in which they roll, and you would put count at least 1. You can find what affixes can roll on jewels also on PIFX.net, and you should look what roll for in similar ranges. Like this rolls up to 15, this rolls up to 16, so you can compare those two, and they're pretty similar. These roll up to 10, these roll up to 12. You can count them also as pretty similar. And for most builds, melee builds, they delay with damage, so melee damage, area damage, and damage all behave pretty similarly. And it also had attack speed. So you would put attack and cast speed, attack speed with swords, etc, etc. You would put all kinds of attack speed and also use count, mods that should be matched to 1. And then you would put buyout only, and you would click on search. And you would get 5 results, and you would see that these ranges are pretty, how would you say, hectic. But this item also has a rather low attack speed and cast speed, and I don't think that anyone would be willing to really pay for that 2%. It's just an extra bonus. Maybe people would add a couple of chaos around, but it wouldn't affect the price much. So what you can do is you can try removing this filter group completely and see what you get without it. And we're getting in the ballpark of couple of chaos, as you can see, without those attack speed. So it is most likely that you will be able to get somewhere between 5 to 10 C for this item, because there will be people that will search for at least some attack speed, so your item will be listed there and these other items won't. But as you can see, you can't really get that much, even though at first glance it might seem that it's worth almost an exalt. Pricing jewels is very hard, and if you know how to do it using this search, if you know which ranges of mods roll similar values, uh, never try to look for specific mods. Try to use these mods that have similar ranges and try to get like two of these, out of three of these, one out of three of these, and try to get your item this way, because you would be surprised how many times if you search for exact physical damage with swords and area damage and attack speed, you would probably get less results if you looked for physical damage with swords and area damage, or melee damage and attack speed, or attack speed and cast speed. Try to play with this, and I'm guaranteeing you, like putting my life on this, that using this method you will find incredible deals on jewels. Like I used to pay up to 2 exalts for a good jewel, and after I learned this method I don't have to pay more, like 10 to 50 chaos for a good jewel, because you can find sweet deals if you know how to search, just because people don't know how to search properly for jewels, because it is very hard. It is something that takes a lot of time investment to learn, and it is a very valuable skill. So that's about how to utilize a period trade function. Next thing I wanted to talk about is just in general, like how to approach trading in Path of Exile, how to approach selling your items quick, and how to approach generating currency in a bit more quicker fashion and not be stubborn about your prices. Let's say I have items sorted in 5, 10, 15, 20 and everything else tabs, and I do that. I don't think that trades under 5 chaos are really worth my time, and if I have an item in a 5 chaos tab and somebody offers me 2 or 3 chaos for it, 99% of the time I will take the deal and just sell it for that amount. If I have an item priced at 20 chaos, somebody offers 15, I will probably sell that instantly for 15 in the blink of my heart. But if someone messages me, offers me 8 chaos for my 20 chaos item, I probably won't even respond to him because I don't think it's worth my time haggling over that. But yeah, try to be flexible with your prices. The more flexible you are, the faster you will sell. Be open to offers. Don't be like stubborn. Don't be like some guy on Reddit told me my item is 20 chaos, I'm not selling it for 18 chaos. I just sell it for 18 chaos, because 18 chaos now is worth much more than 20 chaos in 2 weeks. And that is true this league more than like it has ever been. Because of these Kadiro deals and coin prices and stuff like that. Be flexible. Try to sell your item fast. I in general try to keep a mental note on my high tier items, like those in the individual tab that are usually 1+ exalt, and if I see them sitting in my tab for like 2 or 3 days, I will start lowering my price. Start by 10%, lower it by 20% the next day, 30% the next day, and in the end, if it needed me, I will dump it in my 20 chaos tab and just be happy that I even sold it at all. You will make mistakes, you will underprice or overprice your item, just don't be afraid to. And try to have a mental map of what sells. For example, there was a rig today that I sold for 1.5 exalts. I wasn't sure that I would get that much for it. Because it was a diamond rig that had 67 life, 34 elemental damage with weapons, and 41 intelligence. Yes, those were rolls. And I added 10% to all resists via masters. And I looked for similar items, and there were a couple of items that were like almost as good as my item listed for like 50 chaos to exalt. But my item had 41 intelligence, and no other ring on the market had more than 34, I think, intelligence. And intelligence is something that attack-based builds need a lot, because especially Voltaxic builds, they use a rat, and rat aura requires 155 intelligence, and that is not something that you will often be able to get on your tree. And playing a Voltaxic build myself, and knowing that those builds that are very popular right now need a very high intelligence and would very much love an item that has 40 plus intelligence, I set my item like 50% over the market price. Just because of that one rule. I set it 50% over my market price, and it sold within 2 hours. I think, and I'm not even kidding, I think I could have gotten 2 exalts for that item. Just because how meta Voltaxic is and how much intelligence those builds need, that they can get in any other way. You often won't have room to get much intelligence on your amulet. Like if you get that double intelligence roll with an implicit and explicit on your amulet, that's very lucky and stuff like that. But you will usually have to get it on your rings, because Voltaxic build will use Rat's Nest as their helm, and they will probably use some kind of crit gloves, either Maligaros or Face Breakers or Shadow's Nest. So you are basically stuck with having to get intelligence on your rings. And having experience with that build, I recognize that this is a much more potentially worth item than it looks at the first glance. And stuff like that only comes with experience. So try to get a mental note of what you sell. And don't be afraid to ask people for an item that you weren't sure that it was worth 2x, but you still put it up for 2x and it's sold. Try to ask the person, hey, do you mind answering a question for me? Like, why did you buy this exact item? When I price checked, there were many similar items for cheaper. Was it the intelligence that made you buy this item for this price? And he would go like, yes, I actually need a lot of intelligence to run my auras. And then you would know next time you find an item that has high intelligence, you would be, and weapon elemental damage, you would be like, oh hey, this is a Voltaxic ring, I can sell that for a lot of money. If the Voltaxic doesn't get nerfed and keeps being meta, of course. So yeah, as a summary, play on PoE trade, create an imaginary items like this one, try to price check them. Try to play as many builds as you can to get a feel of what build is, what items, what mods do you need on those items, what mods in which slots of gear, where does certain build use a unique, where does it use a rare item. Try to get a good grasp on that. Try to keep up in touch with ladders on PoE and see what is popular, what the top tiers players are playing. Also try to catch up with streams, see what streamers are playing, because streamers are a huge influence in the meta. And try to be flexible about your item prices. Like, don't be stubborn about 2 chaos, sell your item now, use that chaos to invest in something. Whether you like to gamble on 6 links like I do and waste your money, whether you want to buy more maps and do higher level content, just use that chaos to have fun, use it to invest in your build. Hoarding currency is the worst thing you can do to yourself in this game. And I think people who actually like to invest their currency and spend them have much more fun, so you should try that. But to try that you will need to accumulate it first, so PoE trade is your friend, try to make it your best friend. Try to be very gentle to it and very nice to it, and it will be nice to you back. So thank you for listening. I know it has been a long video, but I hope it has been worth it. If you have any questions, please post it in comments, and I will try to answer literally every single one of them. If there is a demand, I might even do another video that is going to try to focus more on item and mod synergy. That will be oriented more to new players. But for now, just this type of a generic video, like how to organize your tabs, how to price check items on PoE trade. I think for now that is enough to get started for a lot of players, because as I said in that trade, I noticed there's a lot of lack of understanding how to even to apply these modes into the search. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have fun playing Path of Exile.